How's everyone doing?
Doing well.
Good. All right, y'all sound sleepy. All right, well, hopefully I can wake y'all up some. Ansel Adams once stated, "You don't take a photograph, you make it." No matter how good of a camera you may have, or editing skills or all that, it is still the skill of the photographer that determines the quality of the photo. And photography is one of the most common hobbies within households and is a valuable skill that anyone can use in life. Capturing family members to preserving special events forever, photography can do it all. I've been into photography for the past 3 years mainly and have been avidly pursuing it for the past year and plan on going into digital media and digital photography as a minor and major. In order to become skilled in capturing great photos, you must understand the camera equipment, the different shooting modes and styles, and what photo editing is. And through my explanations regarding photography, seen through explaining the types of equipment, shooting modes, and editing, you will become excellent at capturing amazing photos. So let's go ahead and get started. Knowing the various types of different components of camera equipment and their abilities can improve your ability to capture great photos. The most common type of photographic camera is a DSLR, like I have right here. This dictionary.com describes this as a digital camera combining the optics, which is the lens, and the mechanisms of a single lens reflex camera with a digital imaging processor, as opposed to photographic film as they used to use. These cameras use SD cards to save, so you can upload stuff electronically, go online, and don't have to go through the hassle of developing film and all that. The lens is an equally important part of photography, like I have these two here. The most common forms are the standard zoom lens, which is what I have here, and a telephoto lens, which is this. Standard zoom is from close-up to medium range, while telephoto is from medium to long-range photos, and each has their strengths and weaknesses depending on what you're shooting. Statistically, for most semi-pro photographers, the Canon 5D Mark III is the most purchased and highly esteemed for the consumer grade level. What I have here is the Rebel T5i. It costs a lot less. It's 18 megapixels. The 5D Mark III is 22.3, I believe. And but this one's much cheaper. We don't have the money for all that stuff yet. And the most common, they call it a walk-around lens, which would be the standard zoom lens, is a Canon 24 to 105 millimeter L lens. This leads me to my second point, shooting modes. Once you learn the basics of the equipment itself, it is necessary that you learn the different shooting modes and styles that the camera offers. According to Dimitri Alexander from PopularMechanics.com, the AV setting on the mode dial, that I have right here, adjusts the size of the aperture, which is the hole in the lens that controls the rate at which light passes through the sensor. The size of the aperture is called the f-stop and shows up as a number displayed on the camera or on the screen, which I have right here. Let's see, but there it is. Another shooting mode that I like using a lot is the P mode, which is program. Joe Ferris from Adorama.com states that in program mode, the camera automatically selects a suitable shutter speed and aperture depending on the subject data and lens focal length. This is ideal for snapshots or candid shots or for anyone who wants to make images without worrying about camera technology providing instant readiness for those unexpected moments and surprises. So this is one of my favorite shooting modes to use as I'm just walking around or for different portraits and things, because it automatically adjusts to what you're trying to shoot. You don't have to mess with a bunch of settings as much, and it's great starting out and not just using an auto mode. Another one of the main shooting modes is called TV. Doug Solon, who wrote DSLR Settings and Shortcuts for Dummies, explains that TV mode is for when you're shooting objects in motion. So this would involve sports and any type of action shots, or if you're trying to capture maybe a waterfall or something like that. You use a fast shutter speed to freeze the motion, make it really clear, and use a slow shutter speed to render an object in motion with an artistic blur. This brings me to my final subject, photo editing. After you've captured a great photo, it is important to edit the picture in order to breathe life into it. Matt Hardy explains that the power of photo editing when he states, "Beauty can be seen in all things. Seeing and composing the beauty is what separates the snapshot from the photograph." Photo editing involves cropping the photo, which would be getting rid of the excess stuff, anything in the background that can be distracting, enhancing the colors to brighten things up, add contrast, and using other techniques to make your photo stand out. And this could be adding any effects that you want. You could add, sparks, whatever, to make your photo pop and make it unique. One of the most common programs used, and y'all probably heard of this, is Photoshop. It's really good, but it does cost money. Adobe.com explains that the Adobe Photoshop family of products gives you everything you need to bring out the best in your digital images, transform them into anything you can imagine, and showcase them in extraordinary ways. Other free programs that are great is there's one that comes with a Mac that you can use. GIMP.com is good for free stuff, and you can use other Photoshop programs like Lightroom and all that that are great. And this leads me to my conclusion. Once you have learned the various types of camera equipment, how to operate the different modes and functions, and how to edit a picture, one can be truly amazing at the art of photography. All it takes is dedication, heart, and the desire to pick up a useful skill that can preserve moments forever. All in all, photography is a wonderful hobby and art and can be a useful skill in anyone's life. Those who keenly develop this skill will preserve moments forever.